Hi, it's Jess here from Nigezza.co.uk. Thanks for joining me today. So I've literally turned the camera off from filming last Wednesday's video, and then I'm just doing a continuation. The video was getting a bit too long, so I decided I'd do a second parter. So I had done these last week using a new Stampin' Up set, which is Your Biggest Fan, and I think this is called Sports Fan set. So I bought this, really it was mainly the dies that I wanted. So we've got a nice ticket die there, we've got a ticket die there with this as a two-parter and a rip-off bit. We have a giant ticket, and then we've got these rows of little mini tickets. Main reason for buying it, I wasn't even going to buy the stamp set, but I quite like the fact that you can outline the rip-off sticker. I think that's very cool, so I had to get that one. So I did, in the last video, I did a lot of creating ephemera using this, and this is what I created. Well, these ones I had done before. These were my first play. And then in the video, I made all of these. So these were made out of brown packaging that you get in your parcels. And I doubled them over. So it's 2 layers of brown packaging. And I used lots of different stamp sets to create these. So I've used all the numbers there from Days to Remember, some of the letters there for the days of the week, and some of the months I put on there. Got a bit of script there from Artfully Layered, and some of them I've used on the back. I've used those lines. This is a retired one, and I've used those alphabets on some things. And I also used the, if we bring this one back, I've used the dots and the line there on some of these tickets to make them look older. So I had this collaged sheet where I'd collaged on brown paper, and I then stuck it down to some more doubled over brown paper, so it's now like card. And I cut these out, which need decorating, and I cut out, let's put those out the way, and I cut these out. So I had a book on postcards, so I cut these out, but they need a bit on the back. This was from the DSP that I did, and these were some digital images that I had that I'd found in public domain areas and created tickets from them, which I liked. And these were digitals of tickets that I then cut out. They were not quite wide enough, but when you ink on the edge, they're absolutely fine. Need a bit of ink on it. They're absolutely fine. So these are more or less done. They're ready for my ready-made ephemera pots, and I just need to finish off the others, really. And so that was what I thought I'd do today. I'm gathering so much ephemera that it's nice to have things like this on hand so that you can just drop them into a journal as you're making. It does make the process quite quick when you're doing that. What have I got? Soft suede, yeah. So let's I had more or less gone round that one. Let's do that, get rid of that white edge there. Nicely done. Do that one. I think I'm going to use crumb cake on the others, because I needed to cover that bit up. So these look like proper tickets. Proper tickets. So I do need just a bit of inking round, and I'd like to do a little bit of stamping on the back as well. And this has got, so this is some staining that was actually on the download that I did. So it already looked pretty old. Anyway. So yeah, I thought if I'm not doing a themed journal, these could be added to anything. I think I am going to be doing a masculine one for a challenge. So these would go in anything, but they would certainly go in a masculine one. So this has got just a hint of a shine on this paper because it was from a book. But I think it's okay. The only thing is it does take a little bit longer to dry on a shine. So I could have a bit of smudging if I'm not careful. So I just want to do a little bit on these, and actually I want to do a bit. It's a bit bright still. I think it needs a little bit of aging. So I might use my blending brush to do a little bit. Make sure the wetness is off, because I inked it but it was still a bit wet, so I just think it needs a little bit. There, that's better. That's certainly better. You can see the difference. So you get 2 sheets of these tickets in the DSP pack, and you end up with loads. I did count them, can't tell you what they are now. So this has already been inked because this was collage sheet I did, so don't actually need much on that, just a bit on the other side. So they do all need a bit on the other side. They're all going to be done in much the same way really, and watching me ink them all like this is a tad boring, I would imagine. I'm loving these little tickets. Could do a little slotted pocket and have these slotted in. That would look quite nice on a page. I think I might resort to my favourite dottage and not use the small one in Sports Fan. Nice little spray of dots. Works well for me. Most of mine, I've got most of the stamps still out from the last video. Bit dots on the back, and I might even put a few dots on the other side, so they really help things look old. Well, it's already got dots on, but you can't have too many, can you? There we go. So that's worked nicely. So they need decorating on top. I think we can call them done. Might add to that. It's quite plain. Might add to that. 1968. I've probably got some stamps from the 60s. Right. I think might go around the edges. that's the inking done. So I might look at some die cuts. I'm thinking about that space, and I sort of had a thought of I could put some tickets on there. Use these as a little embellishment to go on top. Little doilies. Have I got some ready cut out from my Circled in Beauty dies? Got some butterflies. That's half a butterfly. I could put half a butterfly on there, and I could put half a butterfly on there. That would work. A smaller one on there. They might be quite nice. So these are, it's retired Stampin' Up! Disappear. It was from freebie from Celebration a few years ago, and I die cut them. What have I got in here? Got a stamp there. That's quite cool. It's an American stamp, and that's an American ticket, so that'll fit. Oh, and a tiny little doily. Quite like that. Have I got any other? I've got that. That was, it's quite large, that there. But I could put Harvey. Just looking through what is already made. So these need grunging up. Looking all a bit too bright there. Going to cut that a bit better. So when the scan and cut went a bit weird, cut that off. It's okay. I think I need to cut a load more doilies. Quite like the idea of half a butterfly. So I made these, I think I did these on camera, so just piece DSP that I used our rectangle postage stamp on. I've used an embossing folder, our tight worn one, and just sort of inked it a bit. Now I could cut that in half. That would look quite cool. Maybe just cut it down, maybe get let's put it back in and cut it down a little bit. There we go. Ink that edge. Quite liking the look of that. So I think they do make really nice accents there, nice little things to tuck under. Prefer a doily in a different colour really. So let's cut some more doilies out. So we can cut this little one out, which is the same as that one, and I can cut some out. I can cut both these out because I can cut that one down and this one, and I might cut some from that brown packaging paper. That might look quite good. I happen to have some just on the floor here. They might be quite nice. Yeah, so I'll get them die cut out, and I might use some tea paper as well. So I was just suddenly remembered, I thought, well, let's pick out the blue in that. So we've got this Simply Marvellous paper. So this is free with a £45 order, and you've got what I think is very sort of like satin and silk on one side and marble on the other. And we've got all these lovely colours. So I thought I'd pick a blue one out to sort of pick out some of the colours there in the butterfly. That pink's not bad as well, but something else. So I thought I'll cut out some doilies in that as well. There we are. So I've cut out my doilies. I do like how these have turned out. So I've done them in various sizes. So I've even done the bigger ones because I can cut them down. So there's that on the other side. But I quite like this sort of marble effect, I think, with a little bit of crumb cake or soft suede on it. It'll look really nice, and it'll go nice with these butterflies, I thought. They were my thoughts. And so what I like to do is do a bit of stamping on the doilies. So let's get that sorted. So let's move these out of the way whilst we decide what to do with them. So there's 3 of them, Jez. Yeah. So I could have made bigger ones, but I didn't need that size. I only needed these little ones. I love this set. Love it. Right. So I want, have I got my Very Versailles down? No. No, you haven't, Jez. So I want Very Versailles because it's my favourite script. And so I love this. I do like the leaves as well. We're going to use this. And I'm gonna, what I've been doing recently with it, all my acrylic blocks are used up. We'll put it on this big one. It doesn't need to be on one this size, but there we go. Putting it on that one. Scooch that lot over. Let's have it a bit straighter. Yeah, that's the top. That little bit there is the top. And then I'm going to use crumb cake. And give it an ink up. I've recently re-inked these, so they're quite juicy. And then I just sort of lay this on the top and then just push down in a couple of spots. So you get that effect, which I like a lot. I like how that turns out. So we don't get a full impression, just get a partial impression, which I think is very nice for the vintage look. So we'll do that. And because I'm going around the stamp set, around the stamp, picking up the ink, and some of it's lighter than others because some of it's been inked in places already, so it gives it that nice sort of vintagey look. There, not a lot on that one. Pushed a bit hard on that, but I don't mind. So let's see what's left for these. Do the same thing. And then I'll do some blending on these as well. And I just think that is, you can't really tell which way up this writing is either. So I just think that's just a nice way of doing that. So then we need a little bit of thinking around. And one thing I like to do actually is when I am doing this is a buy one you get one free. So if I try and do some ink blending whilst it's over, you get your bit of an image there as well, which I like. So it's kill two birds with one stone. So that's giving that a bit of a colour there. That's quite nice actually. Yeah, it might be a bit big for that, but I have got that I could use actually. Quite nice. Might be nice with a bit of matte paper with that. That's got a bit of blue in it. Get these other ones in that need a bit of decoration. Nice little printing around there. There we go, and I think that'll be quite nice. Behind that, I might have that darker blue on that side. Quite nice shape under there. And we'll put some over here. Might be quite nice actually to, if I had some little words and stamped them in the tickets. There is an idea. Right, so I've got these two stamp sets, loads and loads of sayings on them. I have them mounted on a Stamparatus plate because that's just how I stamp them when I do stamp them. So it's hard to read when it's backwards, so I was just reading what words I might have. There's an imagine there. Now this is slightly bigger. This is shown at 80%. So I just tried it out by colouring with a Stampin' Right marker. Imagine, and I just placed it on top, and it has worked. So I've got that one, so I can just peel it off. So I've got a nice little word there. There is the word relax. Thought that might be quite nice. So I was looking for single words that I could use that would be about the right size to go on a ticket. So that would work. So I literally just looked at my stamp sets and looked for sentiments that would work. I might type some actually in a row that I could then die cut the tickets out of. So just rocking my finger, and that sort of works. That works. So what else can I use? I couldn't find any other letters, so I've cut out that dream, and I think it might work with, put a bit of that over it so it's not white. Yeah, I think that'll work. Might trim that down a bit. Found a bit of map to go on the back there. I think what I might do as well is just a bit of stamping down the edge there. Perfect. Maybe a bit of this. So then let's put a bit of that on here. Yep, that'll work. We need a bit of this around the edging. I just want a bit of extra on here. Might take a bit more of that off actually. Take a bit more of that off down there. Might actually put it over the doily, under the doily. I think over the doily. Yeah, so I think that's what I like. So let's get these sorted. So move these out of the way because they're done and dusted as they are. So we'll get these all stuck down. There's a bit of me that thinks they need something on the top. Maybe a little flower. Or a little leaf. A little dragonfly. I have a dragonfly punch. How about a little dragonfly? Where's that little bit? Map paper. Maybe that is what I want. Might not get 3 out of this. Or I could use the little scraps of this that I cut the doilies out of. I think I'll blend it first. That'll be easier than blending it afterwards. And that's I'm going to get a second one. Yep. That'll work. Yep. Like that. Right, so I shall do a little bit of gluing. Let's speed it up. That's them all finished. So I decided to not bother with that little bit of pink there. I decided that was enough. That's that one all ready. Might do a little bit on the back there. And these are the 3 little tickets there. So really like how they have turned out. I think little words on those little tickets work really well. So I'm going to do a little bit of experimenting with those, and I might try and print some. I think they would look cool. So I'm really pleased with how they've turned out. Love my little ticket here. Love them, love them, love them. And I love how these bits cut out from the DSP look, now that they've been vintaged and made a bit more robust with packaging, like a bit of upcycling. And then these are, that was one of my tickets that I got from a public domain site, and then these were out of a book. So yeah, really happy with those bits of ephemera. So I'll add them to my box, and then we'll see what project I use them in. Okay, so I hope you found that useful and enjoyable, and I'll be back with some more projects very soon. And I will link down below to everything I've used, the stamp sets, these lovely dies, and some of the DSP and that I used is now retired, but I'll link to what you can buy. Okay, thanks for joining me. See you all again soon.